Nobody is coming to save you. Let that sink in. Not your family, not your friends, not some sudden stroke of luck waiting around the corner. Just sit with that for a second, because once it stops feeling like bad news, it starts feeling like the only real freedom you've ever had. Here's the truth. Most people won't say out loud, you have been waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to notice your effort, waiting for permission to finally begin. And while you wait, the days keep moving without asking your opinion. Weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and the version of your life you keep imagining stays exactly where it started, untouched, unlived, because you were busy waiting for someone else to hand it to you. No one is coming to build your discipline for you. No one is coming to wake you up early and make you show up. No one is coming to sit down and do the work while you watch from the sidelines. That responsibility was never anyone's but yours. And the sooner you stop pretending otherwise, the sooner your life actually starts. Now, this doesn't mean you'll never get help. You might find a mentor along the way. You might find people who believe in you before you believe in yourself. But none of that replaces your effort, because nobody can do your push-ups for you. Nobody can read the books for you. Nobody can sit with the discomfort of change so that you don't have to. Tell me, have you ever caught yourself waiting for motivation to show up before you started something important? Most people have. They wait for the feeling before they take the action, when really it works the other way around. The action creates the feeling. Movement creates momentum. And momentum is something no one can hand you. You have to generate it yourself. There's a difference between people who dream and people who achieve, and it isn't talent. Dreamers wait for the perfect conditions. Achievers start with whatever they've got, right where they are, today. Dreamers need an audience to keep going. Achievers keep going when nobody's watching at all. Write this down if you need to. The day you stop waiting for rescue is the day you become impossible to stop. I once knew a man who spent years talking about the business he was going to start. He had the idea. He had the passion. What he didn't have was the willingness to begin before everything felt ready. One day, someone close to him said something simple. Stop waiting for the perfect version of this and start with the version you can build today. He took that to heart. He didn't quit his job. He didn't wait for funding. He just started. One small PII once knew a man who spent years talking about the business he was going to start. He had the idea. He had the passion. What he didn't have was the willingness to begin before everything felt ready. One day, someone close to him said something simple. Stop waiting for the perfect version of this and start with the version you can build today. He took that to heart. He didn't quit his job. He didn't wait for funding. He just started, one small piece at a time, in the hours before and after his day job. A year later, that small start had become something real. He'll tell you now that nothing changed the day he had a good idea. Everything changed the day he stopped waiting to act on it. Here's another truth. Excuses feel comfortable because they protect you from responsibility. If it's not your fault, you don't have to fix it. But that comfort has a cost, and the cost is your future. Every excuse you make today is a brick in a wall between you and the life you say you want. No one can take responsibility for you. No one can make your decisions for you. No one can build your character while you stand back and watch. This isn't a punishment. It's an invitation, because the moment you accept that the responsibility is entirely yours, you also accept that the power is entirely yours. Tell me, what has waiting actually cost you so far? The goal you delayed? The habit you kept postponing? The version of yourself you keep promising to become someday. Someday isn't a day of the week. It never arrives on its own. Let's talk about the difference between people who complain and people who create. Complainers describe their circumstances in detail. Creators change them, one decision at a time. Complainers ask why this is happening to them. Creators ask what they're going to do about it. That single shift, from why me to what now, is where every real transformation begins. There was a woman I worked with who felt completely stuck in her routine. Every day looked like the one before it. She didn't need a bigger plan. She needed one small decision she could actually keep. So she picked one thing, waking up 20 minutes earlier to move her body before the day swallowed her attention. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't impressive. But she kept doing it, day after day. And within a few months, her energy, her focus, and her confidence had all shifted. She didn't change her whole life overnight. She changed her mornings, and her mornings changed everything else. Discipline is not a feeling you wait to have. It's a decision you make before you feel ready for it. Now let's talk about the seasons where nobody notices your effort at all. There will be stretches of your life where you're working hard and nothing seems to be happening. No applause, no recognition, no proof that any of it is working. And in those quiet stretches, doubt starts whispering. Is this even worth it? Am I wasting my time? Here's what nobody tells you about those seasons. They're not empty. They're preparation. Think of a seed buried in the ground. From the surface, nothing looks like it's happening. No movement. No sign of life. But underneath, roots are forming. And without those unseen roots, there would be nothing to hold up a tree later. Your quiet effort works the same way, even when you can't see the results yet. No one can see the work you do when no one's watching. No one can measure the discipline you practice in private. No one can hand you the proof that it's working before it's ready to show itself. You have to trust it before you can see it. Tell me, have you ever kept going on something even when no one around you understood why? That's not wasted effort. That's where real strength gets built, quietly, without witnesses, without applause. There's a difference between people who need recognition to stay consistent and people who don't. The first group quits the moment nobody's clapping. The second group keeps building because they've stopped needing permission from anyone else to take their own goals seriously. The strongest thing you'll ever build is the discipline nobody sees you practicing. Now, here's another piece of this. Success is not one giant leap. It's a stack of small decisions made consistently over time. People love to imagine the dramatic turning point, the one big moment that changes everything. But the truth is less exciting and far more powerful. It's the small choice, repeated on the days you don't feel like it, that eventually adds up to something unrecognizable from where you started. No one can make your small daily choices for you. No one can practice your consistency on your behalf. No one can turn your good intentions into habits while you sit back and hope it happens naturally. I once knew a young man who had more talent than almost anyone around him, but he could never finish what he started. He'd get excited, begin strong, and abandon it the moment something newer caught his attention. Someone finally told him the truth he needed to hear. Talent without follow-through is just potential that never gets spent. He took it seriously. He picked one thing and committed to finishing it, even on the boring days, even when it stopped feeling exciting. That one finished thing became proof to himself that he could follow through, and that proof changed how he approached everything after it. Tell me, how many things have you started and never finished, not because you couldn't, but because the excitement wore off before the work did? Talent starts things. Discipline finishes them. One more truth before we bring this together. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can always control what you do next. That's not a small thing. That's the entire game. No one can control your reaction for you. No one can decide your next move for you. No one can choose whether you keep going or give up. That decision belongs to you alone, every single time. There's a kind of person who waits for circumstances to change before they change. And there's another kind who changes first and lets the circumstances catch up. The second kind is rare, not because it's harder, but because most people never try it. Your comfort will never build your future. Only your discipline will. So think back over everything we've covered. The waiting that costs you more than it protects you. The excuses that feel safe but keep you stuck. The quiet seasons where the real work happens, unseen, unapplauded, but never wasted. The small decisions that stack day after day into something you couldn't have built any other way. What's one small thing you can actually do today, not someday, not when you feel ready, today? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be started. Because nobody is coming. Nobody ever was. And once you stop waiting for them, you stop needing them. You become the one thing you were always looking for. No excuses. No waiting. Just you and the life you're about to go build.